Were you still in contact with Eazy close to the end?
No, believe it or not, we were Jerry Heller, Eazy-E, and this is the first time anybody's gonna hear this. I had spoke to Jerry Heller to start Ruthless Comedy when Eazy died. We had the paperwork. We was getting ready to launch it. It was going to be ran by me. Jerry was going to be behind it. Eazy loved it. And then I went to jail. I was on the run in Chicago. While I'm in jail, Eazy is sick. He dies while I'm in there. And I never approached Jerry about it again because without Eazy, there's no Ruthless. And without Eazy and Ruthless can't be Ruthless Comedy. So then I always took that dream and tried to go through everybody. I tried to go with 50 Cent and try to start the G's of comedy. But his manager at the time, Chris Lighty, took so long to sign the deal with William Morris. And by the time we did sign the deal, I passed on. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do it Baby from the Cash Money Millionaires, but Baby was so focused on the Cash Money guys that he just always praised me. I love him for, he always loved that I was a hustler. I was always doing my thing. So I just pretty much kept it to myself and rode this wave. And you got to do things yourself. So I'm what you call the epitome of hard work and continue doing great things. And as I come every day, every week, every month, every year, my life gets better. So I always tell people, if your life doesn't get better as you're getting older, it's something you're doing wrong.
Well, BG Knockout, me and him kind of went back and forth, and he was close to Eazy.
Yes.
He was on one of Eazy's biggest songs, and they were homies. They
Right.
were doing a lot of shit together at the end. And he feels that there was some foul play in terms of Eazy's death. He doesn't think that it was AIDS, which was what essentially was presented to the world. Eazy was the first rapper to die from AIDS.
So they say.
So they say.
You don't believe it?
No.
Why is that?
Just scientifically. Scientifically, you don't. Whoever I know people personally, and I know who's passed away from that. It's a process. You don't just get diagnosed with HIV then die from AIDS. It doesn't happen.
And then
when does it happen? Show me one time it's happened. It doesn't.
If you don't get tested ever, and you finally get tested when you're, because he was actually sick, I heard it.
But you don't have children. You have a woman who's pregnant when you pass, and you have just had a baby before you pass.
You got side women.
Then you have 11 other children. Then you got all these other side women who are your women.
Yeah, I heard a new kid
not one
recently
person
popped up.
Yeah.
It's
a dude, he's same age as Eric.
I heard there's actually two Erics.
There's two Erics, yeah.
Why have no one popped up about being it's been given? If you had a cousin, a sister, a friend who had sex with, wouldn't you be telling her to go get tested?
It don't add up.
It doesn't add up, bro.
It don't add up. And when I was in college, I took philosophy.
It doesn't add up.
If it don't add up, it just can't be. It can't be the way they said it was.
From the outside looking in, to me it seemed understandable, but you rarely hear of someone announcing that they're HIV positive then dying like a week or two later.
Right.
That was a kind of an odd situation. And then you had the interview with Suge Knight where he kind of joked about injecting someone with HIV.
Right.
That whole conspiracy theory started to kind of float around and never really went away.
Right.
From your point of view, as someone who knew Eazy, knew Suge, and knew sort of that whole circle, do you feel like Eazy died of AIDS, or do you think that there was something?
I think he died of AIDS. And the thing about the world in general, and that example shows you, a crime, something very serious can happen in the world. It only takes one person to say something else. And bam, that's it. No matter what comes right, it will always be that other story. And that's just the way the world is. Just like when DMX passed away, everybody in the social media, it was a thing going around that Jay-Z and Beyonce bought his masters for $10 million. And they're going to give it to the children. And it's not true. But that took off. I'm getting a haircut, and shout out to my man Versace in Jersey City, doing my hair, young kid, love him. And he's like, yo, isn't that nice what Jay-Z did? I said, yo, that didn't happen. And just people, when you hear certain stories, try to do your research as much as you can before you start letting it come out of your mouth. And that's my advice on that. So with Eazy, I think that's because he was very small towards the end. And I always say to people, if you wasn't there, you truly don't know. And one thing me and you are not glad is we don't have crystal balls. We can't look in it, and we can't make those type of decisions. So,
right. And if you take a step back, Eazy-E had 11 children.
Yes.
By a lot of different women.
Right.
He said in a Howard Stern interview that he doesn't use condoms.
Right.
And during that time when you didn't have HIV medications that would keep you alive, and Truvada PrEP that you could take to avoid getting HIV and everything else like that. The testing wasn't up to par either.
Yes.
Let's not forget that. You didn't have these rapid tests that'll give you your HIV status right away. Hey, if you out there fucking everybody and you fucking the type of girls that are fucking everybody too.
But here's the fascinating thing from Eazy to even to Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
None of the women died of AIDS. That's deep when you think about it.
Yeah.
All this fucking going on, right? But not one of the women that they had sex with died.
And this is where the conspiracy theories start to pop up.
That's my point.
From that, you take the Suge story, then you throw that, throw a little that for on top, seasoning.
Yes.
And now you got a full blown QAnon, conspiracy theory.
It's interesting, and that will always be the way the world is. The truth can happen, but somebody can come in and say a totally different thing, and somebody is gonna run with that. And bam, you'll never really get the truth unless you was there.